It's here.
Hello?
Have you checked the children?
They're all pots, all of them.
Whatever you do, don't fall asleep.
I'm afraid!
Don't be afraid!
No. Be afraid. Be very afraid.
Here's Gingy.
Pain has a face. Allow me to show it to you. Gentlemen, I am pain.
I met this 6-year-old child with this blank, pale, emotionless face. The blackest eyes. The devil's eyes.
You think that when you die, you go to heaven. You come to us.
Hi, I'm Chucky. Wanna play?
I think it's trouble.
Julie, this guy, if he can't take a joke, he stinks.
When there's no more room in hell, the dead will walk here.
Greetings, Flesh Wound After Dark freaks, and welcome to a brand new episode of Flesh Wound After Dark. I am Daniel Shine, or Buff Daddy, as I am sometimes called. Joined as always by...
I think you meant Stuffed Daddy.
That's messed up, Todd. It's messed up. They don't know what's going on. I could have like a six-pack here, man. We got to call it out. God damn it. Well, this dick is Todd. You know who I am. Anyways, so there you go. I could be Buff Daddy. Buff Daddy with a beard. I mean, you know, and a cool hat. Probably a better worker too, let's be honest. But yeah.
I heard Judy Bagwell was the sex scene coordinator on this.
That's an in joke, but it would be pretty funny. It's like, you're doing it wrong, Marcus. Grab her tits. More thrust. I want to believe that that's true, that he actually had her on the set. Oh, fuck. Well, for you wrestling fans that don't get it, I apologize. But, fuck, that would be so good. She's on the forklift while she watches, just with a megaphone. But anyways, yes, we are here to cover, sad end of an era, the last two of the Andy Sidaris films on Blu-ray. These are the last two. I was that sucks. But anyways, getting right into it. Our first film, which I guess we can call this the Julie Strain era now, as much as like the last two, I believe.
I'm going to call this the Shea Marks era, so I don't know what you're talking about.
That works too, but she ain't Julie. I love Julie. Love me some Julie. So the first one is from 1996. Again, director Andy Sidaris. Day of the Warrior. It's a day of intrigue, pulsating passion, and white-knuckle danger when Willow Black, played by Julie Strain, and a devastatingly beautiful team of lethal ladies go deep undercover and under the covers to stop the diabolical schemes of the Warrior, played by Marcus Buff Bagwell, a former CIA agent who heads up an international network of smuggling, pornography, and white slavery. The action and the sex gets hot and heavy as the lethal ladies embark on their mission to end the Day of the Warrior. All right, so Buff Bagwell in this one sort of plays a version, I would just say, like if Ultimate Warrior fucked Tatanka. I think it might have been funny if he was just himself, personally, but
you know, it's funny. This is Dan, by the way. See, you compared yourself to Buff Daddy earlier. This is you trying to be a fucking Indian. That's all I see. Every time you say it, this is what I see. You and red face. God damn it, Dan. That's your thing now. You're in fucking red face every time you say that shit.
That's messed up. I will say this. If I wrestle, if I ever have an actual like match, my finish is going to be a pile driver, and after I do it, I'm just going to go delicious. Or I think he might have said malicious. I don't know, but
No, I'm pretty sure he said delicious.
I forgot about that. Actually, that was pretty funny. And since wrestling does sort of fit this, I will say somewhere out there is. I don't know if it was Eric Bischoff's podcast or it probably had to be. There is a reference to Buff going and shooting these movies. And I'm paraphrasing, but it might have been. I mean, I think the whole thing was basically just like a shit on Buff Bagwell segment because where he like came to him and is like, yeah, he came to me and he wanted to go shoot these titty movies or something to that effect. But
like he didn't show up at Nitro with a box full of VHS tapes at Day of the Warrior.
I have got an image of him like trying to pass them out to everybody.
Oh yeah.
You want me to autograph it, Ming? Now I need to go back and watch some old matches to see if he ever pile drove somebody and went delicious. But anyways, so what did you think of this one, Todd?
Oh man, this is one of my favorites of the bunch.
Yeah.
And not just because we get Shea marks. One thing I did, okay, I've been on a nostalgia kick lately for the 90s. I think I've discovered something. Okay, let's see where you are with this. There was the time back then where everyone had the big fake titties, and it wasn't like, I mean, you prefer natural, that kind of thing. Now, as I get older, and I haven't changed this, but seeing these 90s blow-up doll style titties, it's like a complete throwback. I'm like, God damn, I remember that shit when that was a thing. But that's what they were all trying to look like, a goddamn blow-up doll. That being said, I still love Shea Marks.
I get that. They're all beautiful. But yeah, I'm not generally a fake tit guy.
I'm not either, but like I said, it's like a throwback to me now watching these. Like I always thought Shea Marks was good and she would have looked much better with more natural looking. But now it's like I said, it's like a throwback.
Yeah. I mean, I'm
not. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm just saying, I'm definitely a Julie Strain guy.
No, I'm
like, God damn.
Yeah, and she's another one of the big fake ones. They may not be the blow up style ones, but she's borderline.
We also get Julie K. Smith in this, who was in a lot of stuff with Julie Strain. And I popped for Fu playing the Elvis impersonator. These like you said, nostalgia, man. These movies are just fun. Like, especially right now, just watching them, they're like the perfect, just entertaining films to. I mean, all the way through these, there's similar themes. Obviously, the girls, his love of exploding, like, you know, toy cars and planes and whatnot. And I really, it's funny watching Bagwell do some of the sex scenes, which honestly with him, I felt they were a little more restrained. I think he probably was at least smart enough to say, you know, I can't go like full on.
Right. His were more like a montage of nudity than sex scenes.
Yeah.
They weren't like the wrestling. They're like him there, then there, then there. It was like, it was weird, but yeah.
Diaries already kind of for his stuff, which I thought it was funny when he's sitting there. I don't know what the hell that was. I guess it was paint or grease that he was just like rubbing on his biceps. It cracked me up. I mean, you get a bulldozer shootout, you get double crosses all over the place, exploding cars. But I will say the funniest was the handicap match with poor old Fu and Julie Strain battling Buff Daddy. That was, especially when he knocked himself out when he headbutted her tits. That was.
So I got to say this now. So I'm watching this. I'm like, he's working out like wrestling's real. I was like, he's having a training match. Like, I was like, all right, I'll go along with it.
Kayfabe, Todd. Of course it's real.
Uh,
Son of a bitch. Don't make me go Vader on your ass.
don't make me bring back up peanut butter solution. That still bothers me for the training out of order. Like the first thing he should have learned, he learns last. He's learning a lockup after he's already learned how to do like a pile driver and jump off the top rope. That just drove me. Sorry, nerd came out.
It's an 80s Canadian kids movie, Todd. I'm sorry that it wasn't accurate with the lockdown.
I didn't mean peanut butter solution. I'm sorry. I meant peanut butter falcon.
Oh, there you go. Okay. When you said solution, I was like, it's been a while, and I don't remember any kind of wrestling in that. That's just a kid losing his hair. But I was like, maybe there was some sort of wrestling thing in it.
Well, that's when you call me out for getting something wrong. Jesus,
well,
Dan.
Hey,
I gave it right there for you.
I bought it because I hadn't watched that in a very long time. So,
anyway.
But yeah, anyways.
Let's be honest, this wasn't made for the wrestling fan.
No, it was not. But man, the fight scene was so funny. This is probably, arguably, in my opinion, the funniest one.
Oh, I agree.
Buff can't act worth a shit, but he's perfect for this kind of movie. He was in a couple others. He did actually, he was in a really decent anthology horror flick with John Ritter called Terror Tract around the same time.
I still wish we'd get a Blu-ray of that.
It's possible. I want to say that was like a USA original, which they had.
USA owns it. Same deal as Cherry Falls. So Scream could do one, they could have done the other.
Which would be nice. I'd also say Cabin by the Lake and Return to Cabin by the Lake with Judd Nelson.
Those are good.
Yeah, I'm lucky to have a DVD because that's like crazy out of print of those. But so yeah, man, this is just like perfect late night entertainment. And again, hopefully, if you're listening to this, you've listened to our other reviews of these Blu-rays. But these are Flesh Wound After Dark. There's a ton of nudity, but truthfully, it's all pretty innocent stuff. I mean, these are not like dirty movies. You could watch these with anybody, as long as they're not too young and you don't mind some boobage. They're just fun, entertaining, laugh riots. Julie Strain is a goddess. She always will be. And yeah, I'm a 5.
Yeah, this might be my favorite of the series. Yeah, I'm a 5, 100%.
Awesome. So
I will tell you when this one finally came out, and I had to go back and rewatch a lot of them because there was a few I had missed apparently when they came out. So I do remember going back and filling some in and rewatching some because they were only on VHS at the time when this came out.
Yeah, and now you guys can watch the entire run. I would also say it's definitely the same style, but I guess it's not the same series because again, these are kind of confusing. You get a lot of the same actors that switch, and like they're a villain in one, a hero in the other.
Yeah, but but a lot of times, like as we'll get to it.
Yeah.
You don't have to watch them all, but like the next one we're about to get into, Savage Beach, you don't know who the warrior is unless you've seen this.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, these last two do have direct continuation, even to this is Return to Savage Beach, and you have Savage Beach. So it is worth watching them over. And I was going to say, Kino put out a Blu-ray of one of Sidaris' early features called 7, which I also recommend. That's sort of the one that sort of stands apart from this. But
it's not really part of the line.
But yet at the same time, it's very much the same style.
Oh, it is, yeah.
Yeah. That one.
I think that one plays it a little more serious.
And that was also, I think, for the theatrical market because that was like 79, so that was pretty early in the game. But nonetheless, you should check it out. That movie's awesome. All right, Return to Savage Beach. This one from 1998. The finale, the swan song. Treachery, riveting excitement, and take your breath away action combined with jaw-dropping beauty in Return to Savage Beach. Julie Strain leads the lethal force, Legion, to ensure total harmony and law. a top secret government agency comprised of the world's most attractive and deadly men and women. Using the talents of this most unique bevy of undercover agents, this high-speed adventure travels from the bayous of Louisiana to the luster of Beverly Hills to the mystery of the Hawaiian tropics, combining fast cars, streamlined jets, watercraft, and high-tech weapons. All right, so this is also a return, which we really didn't get in the last one, of Ava, the radio sextrologist for K Sexy Radio, which was his theme in a lot of the other movies. I thought it was interesting bringing it back here. So this one, again, kind of a sequel to Savage Beach, and also they do their best to explain it, but Buff Daddy's back with kind of doing the Big Show thing and having a turn. I also want to say this was a very early appearance from Paul Logan, who has been a B-movie regular for forever now. Like, he's still in a ton of different action movies, looking very young here. The Horde was one he did a little bit ago that I enjoyed quite a bit. But anyways, I'm going to say for me, which is interesting because I remember this one being higher up on my list, but this one has a few issues. It kind of like almost ends, and then it has a very long sort of stream of like dialogue where you get a villain that kind of Martinez from Savage Beach just kind of drones on and explains a bunch of shit.
Yeah, I was like sitting there like, is he still talking about the same thing? I was like, I was paying attention, but my mind was just like,
which is weird, because usually with Sidaris's films, like the last half hour or so is like almost all action with a little, like it really peaks in terms of the action, and that was strange because I
think they were more setting up more to come, and this just ended up being the last one. That's what it felt like to me.
Yeah, and the industry and the B movie as we know it by 98, it starts to change quite a bit at that time. So I can see like it might have been hard to properly do these after this time. It's too bad because I'll even pose this question to you. If you had a follow-up, what old school WCW wrestler would you put in it?
And okay, it has to be WCW.
No, you can go just.
I'm going to say if I go old school WCW, I'm going to put Diesel in there. Kevin Nash.
That's a good pick. Yeah,
they'll finally have someone taller than Julie Strain.
There you go. Jackknifing the beautiful ladies.
Oh yeah, he has to be like the bad guy first. He can be like he could be the good guy and return to Savage Beach.
I'm disappointed with you though, because if it were Scott Hall, he could have exploding toothpicks that he could throw at people. That would be awesome.
Okay, then both.
Just throw it at the villainess's titty and just she blows up. I was going to suggest doing it in a cold location, and you've got Glacier as the villain. He's trying to like put a laser beam and blow up.
You lost me with Glacier.
Come on, like Return of Savage Beach, and you've got the blood runs cold with Glacier's face and over a pair of like boobs.
We'd have to be returned to. Couldn't be the beach if it's goddamn Glacier, Dan. Think this out.
Yeah, but he's trying to blow up the beach with his laser beam, Todd. And they got to stop him. I get it. It's cold. You can't have the same nudity, but yeah, I'd find a way. But anyways,
rating it.
So this one, just getting back into it, it's still really good up until just that ending that just kind of drags on. I get what they're kind of going for in a way, but it's just kind of like it it peaks, you have your big action finale, and then it just drones. But it has everything else that you would have enjoyed from these movies. Julie's awesome. There's, I would say, there's actually a little more nudity as you're getting into these last couple. A little more full nudity, I should say.
I didn't see much of a difference. You've always said that. I don't think there's a huge step up in quantity.
There's a brief frontal though, which they really stayed away from before.
There is, but I mean, I don't think it's any harder.
No, it's not. And I remembered this being, to be honest, but kids.
I know, that's what I'm saying. You say that how much harder the last two were every time, and they're not really.
Yeah, that was just my memory as a kid. I guess I did the Texas Chainsaw Massacre on myself, where people think it was like a bloodbath, and then go back and watch it, and it's not. So yeah,
you were probably too busy furiously masturbating to notice anything.
This is true. I won't even argue that, because that is totally true. So, anyways, not the best of the batch, but still, you definitely want it. It's a 3.5.
I'm a 4, but I can't go anything under that.
Okay.
On this one, I love this one still. Even with that 10-minute monologue, I don't even know how long it was. It felt like a half hour. I'm telling you. I was just like,
and I would have totally forgiven it if after the Kane unmasking, if Bagwell just ran up and just pile drove him and went, delicious, and the credits roll, walks off into the sunset with Julie. Boom. That's how you go. So anyways, guys, support us for early and exclusive content on patreon.com/fleshwoundfeatures. Really helps us out. It just starts at $1. You get to see more of our craziness. Won't break your wallet. So we appreciate it. If you're not watching us on YouTube, please do, and like, share, and subscribe, because we are still new, and that helps grow our visibility. Be sure to, on Facebook, join the Horror Cartel Flesh Wound Radio group. I'm going to be doing some exclusive stuff there too. And be sure to like the Flesh Wound Features Facebook page, as well as fleshwoundfeatures.com. Check out the eBay stores, some cool stuff up there. And Twitter, Instagram, stalk us. Good night, guys.
Good night.
Yes.